I want to ask you guys something. Is this point in time in the welterweight division better than the point in time with Floyd Mayweather?
Better in what sense, I guess, would be my
competitiveness. Just like that top 5 area with the top 5 guys, round robin type, like we talked before. Is this era better than Floyd's?
It's interesting because
when he turned into Money Mayweather,
yeah,
kind of like the Oscar De La Hoya on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I really don't. At that, it's almost like he fought in like a couple of different eras. I mean, obviously it was only maybe
that's what I said. Money Mayweather on.
Yeah. It's hard to say. So who, you know what I mean? I don't really think that there was that many guys the way that there are now.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess you have to take out Oscar, Shane, Manny, and
because he didn't. But again, he didn't fight Shane until Shane was I think Shane when they fought was almost 40 when they fought. You know what I mean? Like, that's not Keith. When Keith and I fought, we were both. I think we might have both been. It was before we were 30 when Keith.
So I guess there's different ways to answer that.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like,
just different because like. I don't think right now, like Errol, I think has a great trajectory. I think Bud the same, but I don't think there's a Floyd right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not a Floyd, but you have a bunch of other. Yeah.
So maybe there's not an elite mm-hmm. Hall of Fame top 5 of all time fighter, but I think you have maybe more at the top.
Question for both of y'all: would y'all prefer a Mayweather type situation where you got one guy who's just dominant and nobody's gonna beat him, or would you prefer, a weight class that I know there's multiple belts, but it happens that those guys can win those belts, and not a lot like because there's only been 2 now. It's been Keith unified, and then Errol now is unified, but it could happen that you would have another unified. And
I would take from. I'm gonna go into my Carson bag again. I always go in my Carson bag. I love Floyd Mayweather when he was a fighter, but from my eyes, I was like I was such a big fan that I was like, oh man, don't get caught, stressing every fight. Well, you guys probably like, man, he's about to coast this guy. So in my fights, I'm stressing out watching Floyd fight. But and probably outside looking in, it's more competitive now. I'd rather any given Saturday anybody can win. I'd rather that.
I think for me, I would prefer this era. I think of right now the frustration that people have about Errol and Bud not being able to be made, and amplify that not because of promotional things, but because Floyd was so selective with who he fought that you had that where he would not fight people. So you were like, oh, so-and-so is coming up and he's ready. He could beat Floyd, and then Floyd doesn't fight him. Yeah. So it's like, okay. And then you have that. It's just a frustration where when, like you mentioned yesterday, you're playing that fantasy boxing where you can match these guys up. Yeah. And then Floyd just wasn't fighting the guys you wanted to at the certain times. Now you have more frequency of these fights happening. Yeah. Except maybe obviously Errol and Bud. Yeah.
Yeah. Floyd was different, man. Floyd didn't even care about the belts, but the size of WBC. So you have other guys with belts and is thinking
he got smart. I mean, guys can't. Not everybody can do that. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. The belts really do command money, and Floyd got to the point where he commanded the money. And I've said this time and time again. I don't know. I don't think I've ever said it on the Welterweight podcast, but I'm grateful for Floyd Mayweather because he's made it possible for me to make the kind of money that I make. I mean, obviously, there's other people that are controlling my business and negotiating. How much money you make? Things like that. Don't worry about that. The only thing you need to know is that,
just search Shawn Porter net worth on YouTube.
They got a whole video breaking it down.
It's unreal.
That video is the best.
Oh man.
But yeah, he's made it possible for me to make the kind of money that I make, Yeah.
He changed the game. Floyd changed the game.
For sure.
He changed it. Yeah, he changed it. Don't tell me you didn't enjoy what you saw, because I know you did. What you need to do now, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit that notification button. Check us out every week, every Tuesday, something new for you right here on the Welterweight Podcast.